Hey everyone, it's Tuk Tuk here. Welcome back to the third episode of my ZAWA series. Last time, what we did was we expanded this space to have these farms out front, which are mostly aesthetic to be honest. I don't really see myself harvesting this many of them because just of how nice it looks. I don't want to ruin that. We also made the wheat field last time, but if you remember, it was kind of curved and didn't extend this far back. So off camera, I spent a lot of time just expanding that just to make it less of an eyesore, as well as we built the barn to store all the farm animals and livestock. Another thing that I did off camera was this. So this is a level 9 steam engine from the Create mod, which is very overkill right now because I'm only using it for this mechanical press. But also, with Craftsman Edition, we routed it electrically, so that it can go to this light circuit breaker. What this does is that instead of heating up all the coal that the crayfish furniture lighting usually does, because it was running through a ton of coal, the generator we had there, what this will do is that steam engine is going to convert that power into this circuit breaker, and that way, now using this, we can power the rest of the crayfish mod stuff. So that'll be very useful. It's getting dark, so I should probably just sleep. So now that we're back, the focus of this episode is going to be finally getting started on that zoo, because we did a lot of stuff here. There's still more to be done, but I really want to get started on the zoo, which is the focus of the series. I don't want to build it too far away from the base, just because it'll be inconvenient, like bringing stuff back and forth if it's too far of a distance, but I don't want it to be too close to the base that you can see the base from the entrance of the zoo. So what I'm thinking is right over there where that large tree is where maybe the entrance could go. Right around here where you can just see the entrance in the distance, but it looks far enough that it's not like the focal point, it's just in the horizon. So yeah. A good landmark, but I think it needs to go. So it turns out I did need to have to terraform quite a lot. Well, it doesn't really look like that much, but pretty much this whole area I spent ages kind of flattening down because just for the sake of planning, I need to know where I'm going to put everything. So now, if the replay mod, which you just saw the notification of, works, then we'll go right into the time lapse of me actually building it. Okay, so now that we got the bulk of the entrance done, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a sign. I'm gonna put the doors in, which I forgot to do during the time lapse. Now for the sign, there's a little trick that I found out with the overlay texture pack. If I remove some of the birch over here, place it with green concrete powder, this kind of looks like a leaf. Oops. This kind of looks like a leaf texture. Now I've actually placed the actual sign. So this is actually a transparent image I made. The back is just as I showed earlier, the green concrete, which kind of looks like the leaf. And I really liked how it turned out. I named it Fir Valley because, as you can see right over there, fir trees right here. This is kind of a valley, so I guess that's why I named it Fir Valley Zoo. So I'm thinking after this is done, I'll expand the wall this way, and what I want to do is I want to make one of those, I don't know what they're called, but you know those revolving doors that you exit from? We'll put that over there. Maybe something else to extend this way, because ultimately I want to make a entrance plaza that extends a little bit far back here. And then there'll be some signs that are dividing up the zoo into different sections. So there'll be one sign going towards Asia, Africa, South America, Australia, and whatever else sections I can think of. I think that should be it. So this does look significantly different than when I left off. The first thing that looks very different is the fact that this is on a lower level than where I originally put it. The reason why I moved it is because I want this to kind of make the terrain into the wall, so that instead of having to put a wall all around this, I can use the terrain to block out the view of the rest of the zoo. Let's start by, there's a lot of stuff, so let's start by the entrance. You already saw most of the entrance, but what I did was, on this side, I made a gift shop. It's completely empty. I haven't put anything in here yet because I just got burnt out trying to make the whole thing. So instead, what the purpose of this gift shop is like an exit. So you go through the front and then you come out back here. And then this was the door I was talking about. It's very slow and you just kind of go through. It's meant to be slow so that no one just tries to force themselves in this way. And on this side is, I struggled really to figure out what to put on this side to make it look like, to balance out that side. So this is kind of the staff entrance. I actually walled this off because I didn't really want to do too much of the interior, but it looked terrible just having grass in there. So what I did was, that side is kind of the staff room, and then these 3 booths will be like guest help stuff, like maybe rentals for strollers or directions or general things that the visitors of the zoo need. So that's what these 3 booths are. Empty washroom. Again, I'm not gonna waste time doing the interior of that because what's the point? It's just like a waste of time, and I'm not really in the mood to do it. And then something else I did was, this is a very wonky looking globe, but this is a centerpiece, so we got a fountain right in the middle. I kind of want this to be like the focal point of the entire zoo. You just look this way, so that when you go down here, there'll be signage pointing towards the different sections. One other thing that I noticed is because I pushed this that way instead of this way, there's this huge amount of like flat land that I terraformed that's not being used. So what I'll probably do is one of the smaller sections, maybe Australia or something that doesn't really have too many animals that we can put. I'll put that over here. And then like with the edges, the backs of the enclosures, that will kind of cover it because I don't want it to be revealed from the outside. Like if you were to look from this angle, I don't want to know people to know what enclosures are there. I want it to be so that you have to go into the zoo and follow the paths properly to see what's inside. So I think that's it for today. Next episode we'll probably hopefully finally get to building an exhibit, but I did really enjoy making this entrance. I'll see you all later in the next episode. Take care, everyone.